Hello everyone, welcome back to ZT Financial TV. Today, I'm going to discuss the truth about Ukraine's rare earth minerals. Is Ukraine's $500 billion rare earth deposit real? Today is March 2nd, 2025, and we're going to expose the truth behind reports that Ukraine is pledging its vast rare earth metal reserves in exchange for loan forgiveness and aid. But is there any real evidence of Ukraine's massive mineral wealth? Or is this just another Afghanistan-style illusion to prolong the war? For months, world leaders and media outlets have claimed that Ukraine holds trillions of dollars worth of rare earth metals and strategic minerals that could reshape global supply chains. The narrative is clear: Ukraine's mineral wealth could be its ticket to repaying debts, securing more financial aid, and challenging China's dominance in the rare earth market. But does this story hold up under scrutiny? Or is it a carefully crafted geopolitical maneuver, a distraction to keep the war funded while selling a future economic fantasy? The 2025 Mineral Commodity Summaries from the US Geological Survey, along with Ukraine's own government data, paint a different picture. Ukraine is not on the list. According to actual scientific studies, Ukraine's rare earth metals are barely traceable, and most commercially viable deposits are located in Russian-controlled territory. This means that even if these resources existed in abundance, Ukraine has no access to them. And there's no realistic path for it to reach $500 billion in total value. According to a Bloomberg report from February 2025, claims about Ukraine's rare earth reserves are wildly overstated. Mining experts confirm that there is no active extraction plan, and at current market prices, mining these minerals would not be economically viable. Even the Ukrainian Geological Survey has stated that while Ukraine does possess mineral deposits, rare earths make up an insignificant portion, with no commercial-scale mining in place. Let's imagine Ukraine has significant rare earth reserves and can successfully extract and refine them. However, China currently dominates over 90% of the global rare earth refining industry and controls around 70% of the world's rare earth mining. This dominance underscores China's pivotal position in the global rare earth market, making it extremely difficult for any new player, including Ukraine, to compete without major investment and strategic backing. The total global rare earth market is valued at $15 billion per year. Let's pretend Ukraine captures 20% of this market, which would generate $3 billion annually. At this rate, reaching $150 billion in total revenue would take over 50 years, and hitting $500 billion would require more than 150 years. In addition, Bloomberg cited the report from NSEC COE, which claims Ukraine has rare earth elements that could be utilized by NATO. However, the actual report cannot be found anywhere. This raises the question: did NATO simply copy and paste unverified claims? If this information is being sent to the White House for policy decisions, it is not based on reliable scientific sources. Making strategic decisions without verifiable geological data could lead to flawed policies and misaligned investments. Reliable assessments require independent geological surveys, not just unverified claims from secondary reports. But why does this sound so familiar? Because we've seen this playbook before. Think back to 2010, when a Pentagon report claimed that Afghanistan was sitting on over $1 trillion in mineral wealth. The US military and war planners justified prolonged involvement in Afghanistan under the premise that these resources would one day be exploited for economic gain. But over a decade later, those reserves remained untouched, and the war ended in one of the most humiliating US withdrawals in modern history. Now Ukraine is being positioned in a nearly identical scenario. But the key question remains: who benefits from this narrative? Ukraine's rare earth minerals are not as abundant as claimed. According to USGS and the Ukrainian Geological Survey, most valuable reserves are in Russian-controlled areas, meaning Ukraine has no access. Mining is not economically viable at current market prices, as reported by Bloomberg and industry experts. Historical precedent shows the dangers of overestimating resource wealth. The Afghanistan case should serve as a warning. And now, the recent meeting between Trump and Zelenskyy has further complicated Ukraine's economic future. On February 28, 2025, President Donald Trump met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy in the Oval Office of the White House. The meeting was expected to finalize a mineral trade deal that would secure U.S. control over Ukraine's strategic resources in exchange for financial aid. However, the meeting ended abruptly with no agreement signed. Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance openly criticized Zelenskyy, leading to heightened tensions and a complete breakdown of negotiations. According to The Guardian, March 1, 2025, European leaders immediately rallied behind Zelenskyy, signaling deep fractures in U.S.-Ukraine relations. The failed minerals deal now raises serious questions about Ukraine's economic strategy and its ability to sustain the war effort. So, is this just another geopolitical distraction? By dangling the promise of future wealth, Ukraine can justify continued war spending and foreign aid requests. Western governments and financial institutions gain leverage over Ukraine, knowing that the country will remain dependent on international funding. According to a foreign policy report, February 2025, this type of narrative has been used before to maintain long-term foreign involvement in conflict zones. The promise of untapped mineral wealth creates an illusion of future prosperity, which keeps public support for war efforts intact. Meanwhile, the real winners are defense contractors, financial institutions, and governments that profit from prolonged war and debt dependency. For investors, this means approaching Ukraine's economic future with extreme caution. Rather than betting on speculative mineral wealth, focus on verified global supply chain shifts and industries that will actually benefit from geopolitical realignments. Sectors like AI, defense, energy, and commodities are likely to be the real winners in this game. For citizens, the lesson is simple. Question the narratives that justify endless war. Stories of vast, untapped wealth have been used over and over again to justify prolonged conflict, keep taxpayer dollars flowing into war efforts, and maintain control over foreign nations. This is not financial advice, just my opinion for entertainment purposes. So, what do you think? Is Ukraine really sitting on trillions of dollars in rare earth metals, or is this another exaggerated war narrative? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.